problems lately.
Okay, we are now recording. So
Excellent. And I'm
All right.
just to make sure that the people know this, I'm fucking done with Facebook.
that was quick.
Okay,
Can you edit your
so
post to
Groovy.
Can you edit your post to put the link to the Zoom in there? I'll put it in the chat.
yeah, you already did.
No, I'll put it in your chat so you can actually put it on top of that post.
Oh, okay.
There's that. I'm gonna put it on Discord.
Okay. Well, sorry for the hassle, everybody, but this is our guest this week, Keelan Halverson.
Hello.
Wonkee.
I know
It
him.
is I.
Yeah, he's all right.
Thank you for having me on today, gentlemen. It's truly an honor.
Oh, this is just a jug fuck of monkeys fucking a pickle. I mean,
I
this
mean,
is
it
just
sounds like a good
horrifying. So I'm trying to get a link so people can join us. We will post this. I think it's infants with machetes.
I like it.
No,
Yeah.
babies with knives.
It was knives.
There we
They're
go.
awesome.
Yeah, they are great. They have been helping us out. They put up our video with the Doctor Strange of the Great White North, Greg
I did
Gillespie,
that.
and now we have Resident Strange of even the further north. Pretty
Yeah, no
soon we're
kidding.
just gonna lap and find somebody in South America.
Right, honestly, just go right over.
Yeah. So, Keelan,
It is
tell us 5 minutes about yourself.
5 minutes about myself. So I am an artist. I spend pretty much all day, every day working at my little table you see here.
Nice.
I started doing artwork because I was frustrated and didn't have a career plan. I went to school to become a barber and then hated it. So then I
wow.
just started doing art and I was like, I'm a professional artist now. And that's how I got started.
You made just as much as most of them do, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you. So I've been doing this for about 3-4 years now, seriously for about a year. I got started in fantasy through miniature wargaming, which I'm still a really big fan of. I was one of those little Warhammer kids, kind of just running around throwing dice and stuff. And then I got introduced later on to Dungeons and Dragons through, I don't remember how I came across it, but I found like a free little mini module that someone wrote. And I was like, this would be great for a Warhammer scenario. And so I started adapting that with my friends and then kind of just came up with some bullshit rules like everybody else, not knowing what we're doing, and yeah, just gaming along.
That's how it starts, man.
I want to make a comment that there's no way in the world you could ever have a drug habit if you had a Warhammer habit.
Honestly,
make it clear. That's the most expensive
truth be
thing
told.
ever.
So I don't know if I'm supposed to do this, so that's totally why I'm going to do it. But I just want to share a couple of things with some people.
Yeah.
You people taking a look at this. This is some wonky vision right there.
Yeah, those are some just cool little side illustrations I came up with.
Check
the
that
other day.
shit out. Me likey.
Thank you. Thank you very kindly.
Me likey.
No, you drew something in a car on the way to a con and showed it to us. I was like, had a heart attack. I was like, this is so awesome.
Yeah, it's on my wall.
Heck yeah.
I don't have a picture of it that I can put up. But
yeah, I hadn't really even read the module at that point in time, but I was so obsessed with it just from hearing you talk about it for a couple months, and then the name Corsetti got stuck in my head, so I was like, I have to do a science wizard, and so in a car ride to North Texas.
Yeah, it's amazing. And he gave it to me, and I've got this woodcut right here of these squid eyes that stare at me every day. Not making me insane at all.
Yeah, it's laced with magic. You're just slowly getting there.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. So what do you got on the docket? What are you working on these days? You
so I'm not sure what my non-disclosure agreements allow me to say.
This show doesn't enforce those.
Okay, cool. So I am currently working on a bunch of stuff for Crypt of the Science Wizard 2.0, the DCC version in black and white. Yeah, that guy's kind of weird, but you know, whatever.
He's a problem.
And then I've been trying to practice my writing a lot lately because I just have a bunch of cool ideas for like little mini modules that I want to be throwing out eventually with, my own artwork writing and just like little pamphlet dungeons more than anything. But
Yeah.
I wasn't very good in school, so I have no idea how to write, grammar or anything like
no,
that.
it's
so.
fine. And the guy that we'll get you to talk to when you come to North Texas is Levi Combs.
Oh, yeah.
Because he does
Love
the
Levi.
pamphlet dungeons like nobody else.
That's what really inspired me on it, is Levi showing those off the other day.
No, they're
like
great.
A outlaw Levi.
And it looks easy to use at the table, which is the coolest thing. Big shout out to Levi Combs. That dude's the man.
Absolutely.
And he's actually putting out this right here, Planet X Games Power Word Adventure. So
that's not intriguing looking.
Yeah. I mean, it's got all of this. And yes, I asked and he said I could share this. So this is a free PDF that he's handing out to everybody. And
this is badass.
Here's tic-tac-toe with weapons, which I'm a big fan of.
He did the horror from
little coronavirus.
It was great. Mummy Bride was great.
Yeah.
Love Mummy Bride.
We got some shit coming up here that'll make you go crazy. I loved it.
It's a cat. It's Puss in Boots.
That's great.
Power word search.
Oh man, I love this.
This is fun.
It's funny as all hell. I have my Stormer Jar coloring book. I love it.
This is like a different version of Jim Wampler right there.
Honestly, though.
I mean, that's not funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's groovy.
Ed Bickford in the house.
That is so groovy. I love that.
Dragon. Fucking spooky owl.
Hey, it's a catra or a cat cerebrus.
It's a hydrat.
Hydrat.
That's badass.
And the fucking space chicken.
Yes,
look at that thing.
That is.
Dude, that looks like a game of Paranoia that Ben Burns wrote once.
That is
amazing.
That is so badass.
Awesome.
That is my favorite.
It's gonna show up in like every game I run now.
This is kind of how I've felt the last 4 days.
It's fair.
And then we got this. Jay Shields is just killing it with the Android stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bird reading a book.
It's a Dark Corby.
Love Adrian's work.
Yeah,
such an inspiration to me.
That kid is crazy.
He is.
I don't know what the hell
big.
this thing is, but it's terrifying.
I dig it.
Yeah, anytime a monster's mouth opens too wide, it's terrifying. Here's Lonely Wizard.
Ooh.
Kind of nice. There's a sideways.
It's like a catfish person.
Yeah, that's Josh.
I like that.
Wow. No, not the.
I know the artist. No,
person.
I know.
Yeah,
but it sounded like he meant that was him.
No, and
it's a quote golem.
This crazy shit going on. Yeah, and then here's the little pamphlet game, the pro wrestling game that Levi did. That is fantastic, and I think we're gonna play this on the show one week.
That sounds like a blast.
Because you get a bunch of matches and you just throw down and go. So, yeah, fun stuff.
Man, Levi's constantly putting out the coolest shit around.
I give that
swear.
Certified Genius Award.
Certified Genius.
Yep. Levi.
I think you should get some ink and stamp that right on his forehead.
I think we should tattoo it, man.
Tattoo it. There we go.
It's official. It's like our official award. You know how like the Newbery Award for books for kids? We can have the Skeeter Green Award for this.
I don't think we're going to force people to get tattoos. I don't think that's our brand. I don't think that's going to look good when that goes badly.
One if you're such a wuss. It's fine.
Yeah. Whatever. All right.
No tattoos.
Back to Wonkee, because we are not interesting.
I'd say different, but whatever.
So your first earliest RPG experience.
Okay, so I was kind of talking about like how I was mixing Warhammer with some random dungeon module I found. My earliest actual experience is we started playing like D20 games, I guess, my little group of nerdy friends that I had back in high school. I don't know how far it was after 4th edition dropped, but sometime after there, probably within the next year or two. And so one of my friends bought the rule book and monster manual, and I was trying to figure it out and had no idea what was going on. So I kind of just like looked at all the cool pictures and was like, we're going to play this, but we're not going to do it right. And so we made up a bunch of bullshit stories and rules and had a blast, honestly. I still play with the same group today. It was a huge motivating factor for moving back to Alaska. And all of my friends that I've, scattered across the states are kind of slowly trickling back, and we're getting our original group together, which
Cool.
is the coolest thing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it'd be 4th edition with a bunch of random stuff. No opinion on it, but
I very much enjoyed when I was able to be in your DCC game.
I want to start my online games back up again. That was such a blast.
That was a lot of fun. It sucked getting up at 6 a.m. to be in your game, but hey, sometimes you got to sacrifice for the good.
Hey, at least you had like yoga afterwards or whatever. Yeah. That must have been a nice way to start the day.
I did. That was during the summer when Jen was off.
Upside down dog or something, whatever it is you do?
No, it was Pilates.
Oh, okay.
So it was on the machine.
Double upside down dog with the twist.
Rips your crotch in half.
Ugh.
It's good for you.
Good mental imagery right there.
Yeah, it's brutal. What is your favorite part of role playing?
So I've been a player in like 3 or 4 games total in my life. And I mean games like sessions. I haven't really had much experience being a player. So I'm probably like one of the worst players you've ever met. But
Not true. Really you were a player in my game at North Texas.
It's true. My favorite part is I'm a very mental imagery and visionary kind of guy, or whatever you want to call it. I really like trying to share my ideas with people, I guess. And so I'm a big fan of like overly exaggerated descriptions going on for a long time, but within reason. Obviously the players are the big, stars of the show.
Right.
I really like trying to describe worlds and settings and things that happen, situations.
Well, as a old grognard curmudgeon type myself, although not quite at the level of Tim Kask. No, it was great. You did really good. I really enjoyed being in your games. It was very descriptive. It was over the top in a good way.
Sunday morning cartoons is kind of what I go for, but on like
it was
R-rated
great.
levels.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. I thought when you ran your games, because I was new and it was a new group, you were very welcoming and engaging with everybody. And yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a good group of people.
That's a huge compliment. Like
that I had never met any of these other people, and I think we did pretty good as a team, and it was very enjoyable.
That was a really great time. I'm definitely going to have to start that back up again.
Yeah.
Maybe not at 6 a.m.
The craziest way I met you, man. You were outside. We were smoking on the side of the building, and you leapt into the arms of the person next to me saying how happy you were to be there. And I'm like, he's happy to be here. And you were. You're one of my favorite people I met, because I'm used to jaded skeeters and tired Matt Finches and crazy Bill Webb. You were like, it was a breath of fresh air to someone who was super excited about it, who had the art talent that was just really, really impressive. I watched you in some
Who
games.
did I jump on?
That was me.
Was it?
And then me
cool.
afterwards.
You jumped right into my arms like a
11 o'clock
koala.
in the morning.
That sounds about right.
It was great.
He was going to carry you across the threshold, but his back.
That's fair.
No,
how's your elbow doing or whatever?
No, it was great. And I was so excited when you moved, I got mad. I was like, what do you mean he's moving?
Yeah, that was tough. You moving up to Alaska.
Yeah, I was in such a shitty place in Nebraska. I mean, like the place I was at literally was kind of fine. It's Nebraska, nothing really going on, but just mentally I was so unsure of myself as an artist and just, going down a bad dark road. But ever since moving back, I've been able to really get my shit together. I'm very focused on my career now. I spend pretty much every morning studying and learning and, just loving my craft.
Well, I'm ashamed.
Well, your art studio there is very lodge-like. I expect you to be
The
kicking
entire
back with
house
like a
is like a
scotch.
big wooden house.
Nice.
No, I stopped drinking. That was a big thing that was kind of ruining me. Now I'm like 3 weeks sober or something
Good
like
for
that.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job. Good
Yeah,
for you.
a lot more productive because of it.
I bet.
That can happen.
Yeah, especially just, being your own boss, being a stupid kid. I don't know what I'm doing, so just sitting here drinking beer and working all day. It sounds like the dream, but really not.
Well, the first thing we're going to get you off of is calling yourself a stupid kid.
That's fair.
You've got some serious talent, and some people in the industry are taking notice, and you're going to start getting really busy.
Well, this is really good to hear. I love being busy.
You've gotten some good opportunities, and you're going to get a lot more. So we really
and I feel just so honored to be a part of this industry, truthfully. I think my first real project I worked on was Reaping at River's End with Pacesetter Games. And since then, within the past like 6 months or so, something like that, I've already been on 5 different projects. It's kind of amazing.
Tell us about some of the projects you've been on to hype them up a little bit.
Okay, absolutely. Because I don't know, one big thing that really inspires me to do art is I love getting descriptions from people, like kind of here's what I'm thinking, and then I get to put my own take on it. So I was super like nervous about doing Reaping at River's End with Pacesetter, where I did a couple maps and I think 2 or 3 illustrations, and I really had no idea what I was doing at that time, but I got a lot of really good guidance from all my gurus.
Good.
And I managed to punch that one out. Then just recently, I finished up working on another project with Pacesetter Games, and that was I was doing, I think, 12, 14 maps or something like that.
Nice.
And that was a really cool learning experience for me because
your maps were crazy in those books. They were really good. They have a definite signature style, which was really
that's something
nice,
I was really shooting for, is something you can use at the table. It's easy to read, but still looks kind of cool. As much as I do love my old school blue grid maps, it's just, I want to do something a little more artsy fartsy. And I got really quick at doing them. I can produce one of those maps in like a day now, so that's pretty groovy.
That's amazing.
And then I've also had the honor of working with Levi Combs on his recent project, Escape from Skullcano Island, working with a giant team of beautiful, wonderful creators. I was super pumped to be on that. I did a couple landscape scenes. And then I don't know if I'm really allowed to talk about this, but something with the silver bullays, I did a couple illustrations for, which I know I can show.
Mind. They won't sue anybody.
Okay. Yeah, they're Frost Jarl, Dirge of the Frost Jarl, Giant King, something like that. Anyway, I ended up doing some really cool monster illustrations and then a landscape kind of thing for that.
They don't show up to our show anymore, so you can say any dirty shit you want to about them.
Oh, fuck those guys.
You know who is here though is a Stephen Riley McFarland, my hero from the Pacific Northwest. Not you, Skeeter, but him.
Of course not.
Or not even Kurt Gould. I think it's just going to be Stephen Riley McFarland now because I want to play in Dells. So anyway, I want to know. I have a question for you, Keelan.
Let's hear it.
When you first met, went to the North Texas Con where you had like people who were old and jaded. Mm-hmm. Did you feel younger, or did you feel like you're either people?
That is such an interesting question, honestly. Somewhere of a mix between the two, because I hadn't worked on any projects. I knew basically nothing about the industry. I didn't actually know anybody. It was my first time meeting you guys and Jim Wampler and everyone else that I've been talking to for a while, Rocky and Ian. So I was super nervous, just kind of introducing myself to the inner industry circles or whatever.
You literally jumped into my arms. How nervous could you have been?
Well, I got really hyped right after because it's like, hey, these are my people.
If I did that, I'd be arrested. You just did it because we all thought it was awesome.
Well, yeah, kind of awesome.
Yeah.
No, but you felt comfortable or not?
After like the first day, I'm glad I went. I forget what the schedule was like, but there was like that half day where a couple people were running games and then, people are setting up booths and stuff before.
That would be Wednesday.
I'm really glad. Yeah, Wednesday. I was going to say Friday. I don't know. But I was really glad I went that day because it allowed me to kind of take in the scene and, meet a couple people here and there.
It's actually kind of nice to see when everybody is setting up and they are not in the full salesman mode. where they're just, just like
I
regular
agree.
people. North Texas is pretty good about that. People don't really get into the, hey, come on down, I'd like to sell you a car,
And no one
um,
likes
I
pushy
do.
pitches.
yeah, I know you're like that.
Hey, we're not communists here.
But it's a little more relaxed, so it's a good convention to get eased into the family, because it really is
Absolutely.
that group. And there are groups at other conventions that are, the family, the nuclear family thing, but that one is really just all the cousins are here, which is good and bad,
Absolutely.
because it's Texas and they might be cousins. Who knows? So, it's crazy.
I almost
And
made a bad loud joke. I did.
yeah, well, yeah, Potaloto's
Love Olive's
everybody's
comment
cousin.
right there. Family
So
cult,
you
same
drove from
difference.
Nebraska?
Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah.
Huh?
You drove from Nebraska down to North Texas RPG Con.
Yep. From
How'd you pick it?
Nebraska down through a couple states on a really boring long highway.
That's
So
a long
that's where I
highway.
was drawing Crusetti.
But how'd you pick that con? What was it that got you there?
I'm pretty sure you guys were doing a live stream. I know Skeeter and Jim Wampler were there. I think you were there too, Zach. I think it was one of the earlier Goddammit
I'm not
Zachs or
really, I'm
something.
not really that memorable though, so that's cool.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm not a memory person. But I was, really skeptical. Like, I don't know
I
these
think
people,
we
but it
I think
sounds
we
fun.
browbeat you into
You
going.
did pretty
I
much,
think
yeah. You were like, no,
I
you
think
need
we
to
That
go.
sounds
It's
shaved
like
only
you.
like
us.
3 weeks away, but you're coming. You gotta show up.
Yeah.
It'll be the time of your life. And I'm like, all right, I'm coming.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
drove from
and
But
Nebraska
no
just to
regrets.
get out. Well, thank you for going. It's actually fun from my perspective to see younger people actually enjoying our games, and they
Absolutely.
bring energy and they bring perspectives I like. Because whenever people bitch about Critical Role and streaming, I get mad because I want everybody to play games.
that
Honestly, though,
that is
that's
that
such a good
is that is so I am a huge proponent of no edition wars about gaming. I mean, who gives a shit? If you're playing a game and you're enjoying it, the last thing we should be doing is shitting on somebody's joy, especially at
honestly
this
though.
point.
Well, I'm telling you, the edition wars though have never ended because Alarms and Excursions, the old zine that passed around starting in the '70s. Mike Ballau had some sitting around. He's supposed to mail somebody, but it was like 6 months late. But you pick it
That's
up in
on
the
brand.
'70s, they were arguing about armor class. You pick it up in the '90s, it was still arguing about armor class. It was like 100 years war.
Yeah. No, and
Nothing
there's
was solved that way. So I'm anti-edition war. So
everybody, has their favorite parts, and these were written by people, so the systems are not perfect by any means.
oh,
And
you told Tim.
and discussing it and saying, hey man, I like the way this happens, I don't like the way, like, I don't use encumbrance in games. I don't give a
Nobody
shit how
does.
much you can lift. You
Nobody
carry
uses
everything you want. The reason I'm that way is when I was coming up in games, nobody really abused that. It was just like, oh yeah, no, we're not going to take this solid gold elephant out of this dungeon. I mean, that's not realistic. We weren't trying to win. We were trying to have fun. So that's where my gaming comes from. And yeah, I feel superior.
As you should, though. I
Because
mean,
fuck it,
I've
it's
seen a
me.
lot of really stupid stuff coming from my generation's players, and I'm not trying to shit on
Oh,
them. No one, I
oh,
can't
we
tell
can
people how to have
we
fun,
got you
but
we
beat
in
with
the
our
old
generation's
guard
players.
we in the old guard can crush any bitching and moaning you people can come up
We will
with,
send the
man.
geriatrics after all the young
right.
people, and you'll see who's.
But I've seen so many situations where people do just try to carry the gold elephant out of the room, and
Right.
it's just like, what are you doing? You can't do backflips off of arrows. Could you do that? No.
Right. I've been very fortunate with the people that I've gamed with, and when weird situations like that have come up, I've been like, no. And I don't generally get a lot of arguments about it because, I I only play at conventions now, so I'm a little bit more lenient. I don't really care what. All right, do what you want. I mean, I have you for 4 hours. I want you to have a good time. If carrying a solid gold elephant through a 2-foot by 2-foot opening is what you need to do to have fun. Fuck it, who cares? I'm gonna go.
You should run Adventures League
later. What?
You should run Adventures League. I think you'd be good at
what?
it.
What did you say?
Yeah,
you take that
new
back.
Career switch up for you, Skeeter.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And
okay, I'll go away.
What happened?
No, I was just teasing you.
No, and for the people who like Adventures League, that gets a bad rap. But when we were at TotalCon, Adventures League and Pathfinder Society and Starfinder Society, or however that gets called, those rooms were packed.
No, with people playing all day.
Every hour of every day, it was packed. So people were enjoying it. Enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah, go have fun.
But I think you'd be
it's
awesome
like
controlling them like that, though, Skeeter. I could see
I'm
you
gonna
in charge of
butcher
it.
this, but
What?
whatever Matt Finch says, it's like whatever kind of games you're playing.
Imagine
have
the
fun
hell
with
out of it.
Yeah,
I'm done with that guy. He doesn't know. What does he
He's
know?
dead to me.
What does he know?
What has he ever done?
Yeah, he didn't didn't start the OSR and made sure I had a job or anything. Not Matt Finch.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Couldn't have been him.
No, Matt is great. And so going back to TotalCon, Matt was having such a good time that he may have stayed awake way longer than he normally does, because for 2 of his games, he came to me about an hour before the game and was just like, I got nothing. I don't know what to do. Draw me a map. So I drew the map out for his games that I was in and handed it to him, and he's like, okay. And we had this completely coherent adventure.
I call that
through some random fucking thing that he was making up as he went. It was great.
Experience does for you, honestly.
It was great. It was so good. The first one was on like a cocktail napkin, and he's like, you didn't make this dungeon big enough. There wasn't enough stuff here. So the next one, I made an entire page, and I tore the edges off and crumpled it up and made it look like an actual map. And I was like, here, you like this one, you fucker?
That's great.
I could have seen you doing geomorphs with cocktail napkins. I would have been it.
Oh yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. But just him, they have that Iron GM tournament that was there, and the only thing I'm going to bring up about that is the only reason that Matt does not win that, just hands down by walking into the room, is because he doesn't walk into the room.
Yeah.
He would be able to take the 3 elements and weave this epic tale because he's that good.
Okay, back to Keelan, because I have another question for you, Keelan.
Speak your question.
What's your top 5 favorite published modules or adventures in any system?
I ask this like every time it comes up, or every time your show comes up. So
you were
prepped
prepared.
and I brought them out. Yeah.
Oh
okay,
boy.
Then it can't be Dungeons and Dragons, Rune Quest, or Starfinder. You got besides those. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
well, that was 3 of the 5 right there.
Right. So these first 2 are kind of what really got me into this scene, and I've been studying them religiously. I love Crypto the Science Wizard to death. It is
that
such
guy's
a
a
wonderful
fucking hack.
death trap. I love making players think about their actions and second guess everything they do, and this is just like the perfect module for me. Love it to death. Creeping Cold is one of the coolest stories that I am familiar with, honestly.
Did you mash those up at Crit Hit?
We did. Ian and I, so we were at Crit Hit Con in Arizona, which is virtual this year. So go and support Crit Hit Con, Jim Miller. I was running Crypt on one table, and Ian was running Creeping Cold on another table, and we were playing. And then one day we had, I only had 3 people that were going to be in my game, and Ian had 3 or 4 people that were going to be in his game.
Sunday morning.
So we decided, we're like, hey man, people aren't signed up for this, so why don't we have everybody start on one, and then after that they flipped to the other one. So we combined both our tables, and it started out as Creeping Cold, and then they went through a portal, and then they ended up in the dungeon of Crypto the Science Wizard, completely unprepared. And then for the next slot, we did it backwards. Like everybody moved to my table and started with Crypt, and then they went through a portal and ended up in Creeping Cold. And it was kind of weird because it's very disjointed, but everybody really enjoyed it. And the thing was, a bunch of the people had wanted to be in both games, but scheduling wise, they couldn't do it. So they actually got to play in all the game they wanted. So
that was just to make you jealous because you could have seen the mashup, man. Okay, so those are the first two. I like them.
Yeah, no, Creeping Cold, great module. My personal all-time favorite, just for like, normal modules, not campaign settings or anything, Warlords of Atoz, Jim Wampler, such a great story. And it's some of my favorite role-playing memories. Skeeter making a salsa factory. Yep. That was ridiculous, turning all the mutant killers into
I gave them jobs. Workers. I was a job creator.
You were. That was pretty fantastic.
And I got a flying head with guns.
That's much cooler.
Giant flying head.
Giant flying head with guns. Yeah.
Really big fan of The One Who Watches from Below by Joe Bittman. It is just, in my mind, one of those things that really goes back to the pulp literature and pulp era movements, which is one of my biggest inspirations. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Robert E. Howard, Lovecraft, that whole group of just, old school weirdos. And
were you able to meet Job in Texas?
No, cool. I was being nervous and didn't really.
We'll introduce you to him. He's great.
Wonderful.
He is fantastic. That dude is a lot of fun just to be around, and yeah, he will talk to you about that as long as you want.
I rode in the ferry with him from Seattle back over to Bainbridge, and he was like so interesting. I don't think I actually wanted to get off the ferry.
Yeah. Yeah. No. We 1 year at GaryCon, we were in one of the VIP rooms. I think it was for Peter Atkinson, and Job and I just like hung out the whole time. We didn't talk to anybody else. I just talked to him, and it was just fascinating.
Don't talk to Peter, dude. He's crazy.
Oh, Pete is a sweet guy.
I know. I would say something about Job if you told me that too. I think he's awesome, but none of us who do this much are super sync.
And Job, as far as I know, is very into the Seattle music scene still. He invited me a couple of times to see a show at Crocodile Cafe, which I used to love, but now I'm old.
Now you're old.
Oh.
Okay, so you got one more still, right?
Oh, I got one more. That I forgot to grab it, actually. It's up on the shelf there, but it's The Chained Coffin, another Dungeon Crawl classic.
Yeah.
I love the Shutter Mountains. It is hands down my favorite world setting. It's a great adventure, and it's just filled with so much flavor, I grew up loving medieval fantasy, and this is just a whole different take on the genre, and I'm obsessed with it.
It's the Clark Jackson Smith take.
Right?
Yeah. Michael Curtis did such a great job on that. I was so sold because I love gimmicks. And the little gimmick inside with the puzzle.
Oh yeah.
Sold. Yeah. Part of the adventure.
That one right there.
That's the one. That's the one. So yeah. I have to admit that Levi sent me this one for being part of his Kickstarter. Oh. The Fraternity of Shame was a venture that I think Skeeter should write.
Was that a postcard?
Yeah, from Levi Coombs.
Yeah.
I love Levi's postcards. It is the greatest thing.
They're
Postcard Club.
The haploids is awesome.
Right, honestly.
I even got derp art on the back of mine.
Oh, you did? Heck yeah. I got I don't want to put a piece of tape on it. So healing up now.
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
No, Levi's the man. He's doing a lot for RPGs and just gaming in general. So
he raises the bar. So I was not done yet with you, Keelan. So name me 2 systems that you want to play and never have.
Okay, absolutely. What is it? It's the Amazing Swordsman and Sorcerers.
Okay, we get to punch you if you can't say the title right.
Jeff Talanian, you need to shorten that title. We call it Ash Hole.
Yes, because now when you actually
Hyperborea?
when you get to play in the game, and he kills your character, which he will,
Good.
he will smile maniacally. Look at that. That is a
such a
fat
beautiful
book.
book.
How many trees he murdered for that?
Honestly,
book.
tree
It's
killer.
a great setting. When I played the first time I played that game was at Gary Con with Morgan Hazel, and it was awesome. High level, like kind of Inuit type characters, and I never played anything quite like it. And the game was great. And after reading the rules following that, I love the fact that it's really familiar fantasy in a setting that is just perfectly done.
Yeah,
and so badass. Yeah, I can't wait to get a hold of that one right there. And then my second one would be I don't know what it's called, but you show it off a lot. It's the John Carter role-playing game. I'm a huge fan of the Barsoom series.
The 2D20, the Modifius does it. I love
that
it
one
because I want to play a book that looks like it. The system itself I'm not familiar with to give a good opinion, but I want to look at that book all the time. And that's bad.
I'm not too picky over game systems.
No, I'm not either. I will play about anything and enjoy it with a good GM or good people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right there with you.
Well, except for Gangbusters, I won't touch that game.
What is with you and Gangbusters?
I just pulled it off the shelf the other night. I thought it was funny. I'm sorry. It's on my mind.
You know what needs to happen is you need to get punched. That's
Jen's in the other room. She'll come in and do it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would say give her $5. She didn't need that.
I mean, getting punched is a bit better than stabbed, so.
I would say so, but
it depends.
Blessings.
It depends. There are some instances I would rather be stabbed than hit by Mike Tyson.
Well, Jen's kind of like a Mike Tyson if he's smaller and a flight attendant. So.
Yeah,
no.
It's a good comparison right there.
That is not.
Skeeter's go-to solution to all problems. You're right, Steven. You're correct. It is his go-to solution for all problems. You know what? That in injury, he has somebody he has to be. He'll just get injured so he can't go. It's awesome.
That is not entirely true.
It's like feign death, but not spell. Oh, I'm sorry.
That might be true. That might be technically accurate.
See, yeah. Well, he's once again, poor Wonkee was not there the year that you injured yourself in front of the entire auction.
Oh, this sounds wonderful. What happened?
No, I had a kidney surgery like a month before I went to North Texas, and I got a hernia at North Texas and didn't know it, and then carried my wife up the steps of the
auction
little amphitheater
Satan's
on my
theater.
shoulder, and then had to be taken to the hospital that night.
Yeah,
that's real championship levels, right?
No, yeah, it was fucked up.
It was something.
Well, and the really bad thing that only a handful of people noticed is I was on a ridiculous amount of painkillers that entire weekend, and that's why I literally just tore my body in half.
By the way, someone here is wishing you a happy birth week.
Thank you very much. It's been
a kick-ass one, huh?
It's been atrocious.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a big milestone birthday, and it has been a milestone landing on my balls so far. It's not been good at all. So anyway, let's move on.
Moving on from Skeeter's balls.
Away from Skeeter's balls.
Yeah, exactly.
We're on the same page here.
Transition down, Keelan. You got it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you said that you want to try Star Sorcerer and Sorcerer Hyperborea.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a great game.
Love,
classic Conan stuff.
John Carter.
Yeah, the John Carter
and
game.
You've only seen the book. Have you ever actually read through the rules or anything like that at all?
Nope. I have no idea anything it's about. I just love the Barsoom series. I'm a big fan
I do too.
of Edgar Rice Burroughs. So.
But the setting had just a new one just came out that I bought, and I just briefly looked at it. And I realized every time I look at it, I can't make Frog God Games book orders because I get agitated. I know that I never get approved because it's so expensive. Beautiful stuff.
So there is a question in the chat that I feel like I need to address.
Oh, hey, it's Gafir's question too. He asks good questions.
So the question is, would I rather get stabbed in the balls than punched in the balls by Mike Tyson? Interesting story.
Oh no. Oh no.
There was a medical procedure that I went through
Oh boy.
that some men are familiar with, the vasectomy.
Oh boy. This just
And
got really uncomfortable for me because I don't want to think about it.
and when it was performed, it was weirdly not
Look at my
performed
owlbear.
with anesthetic. So, yeah, I've been there, and it's not pleasant.
Okay, that's enough out of him. I can't take it anymore. I had to mute him because I can't listen.
Yeah, I can take that off.
Oh,
'cause
you can
I'm the
unmute yourself
host.
now. That sucks.
So yes, that will be in my book. I'm gonna write about weird fucking stories that have happened to Skeeter Green.
Okay, so no, boy, that's going to narrow it down. Every time I've met you, there's a weird story about you.
I
First
had
time I
to
met
tell.
Skeeter, I want you to know, Keelan, he wrote the week after, he wrote to me a note in Facebook. It said, I got crabs from Zach Glazer because he bought crab miniatures for me for my game. I'm like, you hang around that crew at Frog God and you're blaming me, right? Little did I know that was going to be prophetic.
Well, I had to tell Levi today about the story where a guy watched me pee at a convention and then just walked out.
I was there.
So yeah,
Not watching you pee, but
you weren't watching, but yeah, that was Zach was the first person I went to and said, "You will not fucking believe what just happened."
But did I? I did, didn't I? I did believe it.
You did.
And we can't talk anymore about it because
Nope.
he's somebody people know. And he thought Skeeter was very handsome there at the urinal.
No, I don't think that was the case at all. I think it was.
So that's 2 in a row, Skeeter. Says the guy who wore the crab costume says the person will never let me down. Yes, I wore a crab costume. Yeah, and I'm proud of it. Out and proud.
Yeah.
Yep. So I have actually an activity.
Okay, yeah. What were all the fucking questions you were writing down for Keelan earlier?
Well, that's because you and Keelan are going to do the Dungeons & Dragons Trivia Game Challenge.
Oh, this is gonna go.
Yes.
This is gonna go poorly. Here we have a young stud and an idiot, and you in the audience can guess who is who. Keelan, you're muted.
Any better now?
There you go.
Absolutely. No, you're there. We heard you.
No, we heard you.
That's okay. We'll just.
But he can't hear us.
That's okay. So I think he was born before this game was printed, or after.
Better?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
What year were you born, Keelan?
Huh?
What year were you born?
96. Yeah, 96.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
I believe that this
I'm a young
is older than you.
23.
Oh my God, that just hurts. I'm done. I'll
find out. No, there it is.
All right.
So that's the game. I'm looking at the date.
I am going to do poorly.
91. This is way younger than you.
This is 5 years older than you are.
So I made a poll, and I think the audience can play too.
Yay!
Oh dear.
It's going to launch, and we are going to follow this. So the FACO of all first level cards, and this is 1991, mind you.
Oh, please, Keelan in Texas. Ask Tim Kask about THACO.
No, that sounds like a horrible way to get yelled at.
Okay, so on the quiz, so going to answer the first one. What is the THACO of all first level characters in 1991's official version of Dungeons & Dragons?
I'm going with 15. It seems like the average.
So how do we select?
You should be able to click on it.
Oh, okay. No, now it clicked on everything is being clicked on.
That's because you're the head host. You might be able to see it. So anyway.
Okay. So first one is what, Keelan?
15 was my answer.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, I know.
Skeeter?
Is it 20?
It is 20.
Okay.
Okay, so next one. Skeeter Green makes a successful attempt to turn a group of undead. What determines how many undead are turned? I typed that in bad. What determines how many undead are turned?
Go ahead, Keelan.
I went with cleric level and undead type. It sounds pretty understandable.
That is incorrect.
God damn it.
is the result of dice roll.
I'm a real
Historic
champion.
level and undead type. Second edition.
Right.
What? What did you say?
I know number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 3. True or false? XP is awarded only for defeating a foe.
What was yours, Keelan?
False.
That is correct.
Yeah, I knew that one.
All right, finally, this is a sap to Skeeter here because I thought he'd have trouble keeping up.
This is fucking hilarious.
Where's the correct number of Skeeters to outwit a Rakshasa?
The only answer is 21.
Yes.
And
correct.
what's funny about that is that was because of a Bill Webb game.
Oh, is there like a story behind that?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The 21
Oh,
Skeeters was the
okay,
name of the
okay.
adventure.
21 Skeeters.
Tell the story, 'cause it's actually worth it.
I was playing in a game with Bill, and there were 21 people in the game. And at one point, we were fighting a Rakshasa, and we all looked the exact same. And I was the only one to puzzle out how to figure it out. And then he made them all look like me. So everybody was going to attack me. And then I figured out which one it was. And
Because of ESP.
Yep. He thought
That's
that
great.
was
But the
pretty
21
fantastic.
Skeeters, the title I just regret we have not yet printed.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Fair.
I think that should be a Necromancer Games.
It could be.
Uh,
It could
module.
be one of those extras you can download that is like because it's R-rated because it's 21 of you.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wish you were like local because I would give you, Keelan, you get one of these.
Oh,
Genius ones.
heck yeah.
Skeeter, because he's Skeeter, would get the certified bullshit.
As long as we're keeping it real.
Fair
We're
enough.
keeping it real. I mean, honestly, I even sent you a ribbon for your birthday.
You did. I have it right here.
You should show. It reminded me of you so much I had to buy it.
Oh dear. What do we got here?
I got this, the ribbon.
Holy shit.
Holy shit
Yes.
balls.
Why did he get that? Because he told that to my grandmother, my Nana. He responded to her once in a comment on Facebook saying "Holy shit balls" to her. I'll
Yeah,
never forget
That's
it.
amazing.
I'm wretched. I also got this,
Oh yeah.
I love that.
and I put it on. I put it on some 9-layer cake that it took me 4 days to eat.
It's a lot of cake.
Did she?
No, it was only a slice. It was from the Metropolitan Grill, and anybody who knows about the Met from Seattle knows it is quite the
I went there with you.
place. Yeah.
Never
It was
been
Steve
there.
Winter, Wolfgang Bauer, Bill, and you, and I was like,
Yep.
If I my 5 years previously, I would have had a heart attack. This time, I was watching you try to leave.
Yeah. I was by far the least cultured person in that group. And you named all the people in that group.
Jillian.
Yeah.
So yeah, she still were.
Yes. 21 Skeeters are playing Lollapalooza this year. Is Lollapalooza even still a thing?
Yeah. I almost went like 2 years ago, but
Is it
the
really?
lineup was horrible.
I went to the first one because it featured
Nice nails.
Ice-T and Body Count.
It's an interesting person to go for.
And
I like it.
one
One,
of
one,
the
2, 3.
girls we were with left with the band, and I stopped Ice-T's bus because that girl had my car keys.
That's amazing.
That is once again a story that legitimately happened.
Yeah, you need to write that book of all sorts of weird shit that's
No,
happened.
he doesn't. He'll get sued.
Probably.
Yeah, because I have ones that I don't want him to tell. So, yeah.
Most of that is statute of limitations is fine.
Mostly. See, but you don't know which ones are or which ones aren't.
No, I know.
So, I'm just letting you know there.
I have that in a file.
No, and then what the best part of all of that is that when you saw Ice-T, you say, "Hi, Mr. T, I'm Skeeter."
No, I got on the first step of the bus, and then the largest human I've ever seen said, "Get off the bus."
It's been recommended that I write a book, ghostwrite a book about you, or ghostwrite a book and call my pen name Skeeter Green.
Yeah,
like it.
sure. Why not?
Well, the thing is, it's hard to make up stuff that you already haven't either done more of or considered or have been forbidden to do by your wife.
I've never been shot.
Not yet.
That's good. I imagine that sucks.
I almost fought a raccoon in a parking lot.
We don't talk about story anymore. That story's dead.
Nope, we don't.
I was there for that one, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay.
You might have missed out on some XP there. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
No.
Yeah, maybe. Hey,
Okay.
Skeeter, I was going to share this with you.
Yes.
Because I know that Keelan won't know what it is, and I'll feel bad, but I found a whole stack of these at the
Are you
store.
shitting me?
What is?
And some of them were doubles, and I thought, well, I bet Skeeter would like to read these again because this is better than half the shit we have to read all day.
So, interesting story. I got the Spanish Choose Your Own Adventure for Cthulhu.
Ooh,
And they're in English, so I can actually read them. But I actually read one, and I went insane.
No, well, that doesn't surprise me. I
What
have
are
some
these
Hebrew
books?
ones.
These are called Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Okay, I've heard about these.
You
I've
fucking
never.
child.
That's the best part is I was about to say is that what makes these great is that they are actually.
Oh boy, we killed him.
No, it's right. That's good.
We killed him.
He read the
Choking
insane
on
book.
water. My bad.
No, it's okay. No, they actually were like a D&D adventure. They're sold to kids, and there's the ones where the whole town gets burned down.
Yeah. You burn down like a whole village of halflings.
Yeah, or
Sounds
like
amazing.
Elf woodland village was tugged by frost giants. And they burned it down and killed them. Yeah, that was the thing then for kids' books.
Allah has figured out what the Necromancer Games release 21 Skeeters is going to be all about.
What is it?
It is a series of 21 very strange encounters somehow grounded in weirdly true stories. That sounds amazing.
No,
that'd be fun.
No, it would be
that
because
idea.
I got 21 stories that could make adventures.
I want to see him actually lay it down against iced tea. But one of the things I want to mention that we're going to be doing is I think will be worth. Well, first of all, we're putting these on YouTube because I think there's something coming up that will be worth everybody seeing. Because Ian McGarty, the Silver Blaze, has said that we can't find a system he can't run for us and we'll experience for combat. And I said, hold my Red Bull, and went through all my stuff to look for the weirdest stuff. And we're going to do it because honestly, who can't do the Buffy the Vampire Slayer game or Tank Girl or Cyborg Commando? You know?
Yeah, we're gonna have a recurring segment where Ian gives us a rule set and we have to try and play it live.
Yeah,
and we won't know what it is until he dumps it right on us. Yeah.
So it sounds actually really interesting.
So it's going to be fucking bizarre.
Some of these it won't be as interesting as you hope.
Well, yeah.
You never know. There's always a story to be told.
No, that's true. And the thing is that I hate when I play a game that's just like really cringy. I'm like, somebody loved that very much to spend that much time.
Somebody cared enough to make that a game. I
hate to be mean about them, but some of them are really rough.
Yeah.
So
Wonkee.
I don't write systems, so therefore I can talk all I want. I didn't do it.
Shut up, Zach.
Yep.
Wonkee.
Me.
What would you like to leave the audience with at the end of this? We have to do our Kickstarter segment, but I want to leave you enough time to let the people know something about you that you want to get out into the world.
I love thinking of things and creating cool stuff, and if I was going to say anything, it's just a huge shout out to all the independent creators following their dreams, putting cool shit out just because they love what they do and, want to put that idea or dream out into the world. It's a hard thing to do. It's a lot of hard work, but, you're never going to have it unless you actually go through and do it. And if you're actually working on something right now, you're probably one of the coolest people around.
So this year at North Texas, when I do the SGP takes on small publishing, I want you to be there so you can tell your story, so people can see what actually happens when people do it.
You can watch it at GaryCon. Virtual GaryCon is coming to town.
What? What are you talking about, Mr. Glazer?
I am talking about see, I was scheduled to go to GaryCon and something happened and it didn't happen. But Casey Rift was doing a virtual GaryCon that just got a whole lot bigger because of something got in the way of that. And so Steve and I are on a panel about small publishing. We're going to be hosting it using the Zoom tool.
We are. I was not prepared, so hold on a minute.
But we will do one we do is going to be kind of a round table because we like doing that. I actually like to be able to tell people stuff that don't F up like I did. This is the better way to do it. This is what I know about this. This is why, that way you can share stuff so people don't have to fail at things without meaning to.
I will not be telling these insane stories that I have been talking about.
Different vibe.
Yeah.
But you should come, Keelan, because your story would be actually one that I think people would want to hear.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah, absolutely.
Here I am moving my drink out of the way so the screen will show up better.
You know what's awesome?
I believe
goddamn moron. So yeah, right here, small press publishing. I don't know how my name got on here first.
It's funny because I told my wife mine came first in the op-ed. She said, "Put yours first."
Yeah, I think it should have been you. So yes, please. So Luke Gygax has gone through so much over the last few weeks. The man is actually deployed in California, rendering aid to everybody there with the whole virus going on. And he and Caroline have done just a masterful effort. They had a bunch of problems with the logging into games originally, and people were unkind, which is super douchey. But anyway, I won't get on that soapbox. They eventually had to close the convention, and this virtual convention is popping up and becoming huge. So please, the badges are free. You can get a virtual badge for free. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it then.
And
absolutely.
the games are all free. There are a bunch of them. Please go and check them out and show some support. We have 3 people who are attending this, which is insane already, since I think it just went live today. But this link has been posted.
My wife, your wife, and some stalker.
Yeah. So please check it out. Come by. We're gonna shoot the shit. I think we have to kind of watch our language a little bit.
We do, and I promised them that we would.
You promised them.
Probably for the better.
You promised.
Keep the face.
No, I don't speak for you, Skeeter Green.
Yeah. There are a lot of these seminars where people talk about small publishing, ins and outs, how to make money, how to do it. Gamehole has probably a half a dozen by some very talented individuals that work for Wizards of the Coast and do private publishing. This is not that seminar.
No, this is not the talented one.
This is not going to be helpful probably at all, but it's going to be very authentic. We're
keeping it real, man.
You are going to hear what we have gone through. When I do these seminars and I get people in, I generally start with the statement: you are either making a product because you love it, or you are making a product because you want to make money. And if you are making a product because you want to make money, go listen to these professional people that can help you, because I make singles of dollars. So you cannot have a career by following my advice, because I sure as fuck don't. And with that, we are going to segue into some people.
Kickstarters, right?
We are going to segue into Kickstarters.
It's always costing money.
And we have had a ridiculous amount of success getting Kickstarters funded.
Yeah. Especially the dungeon fucking punks, whatever it was. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the most amazing projects.
Ooh, I'm already excited. I see one.
Yeah, Oktoberfest. I just backed that a little bit ago.
I like the next one over. I was a teenage creature.
I was a teenage vampire werewolf.
No, it's just emotional angst of urban teens.
It's not
yeah. Okay, so that's one that people can actually help get funded.
Yep,
so
91%,
let's
27
click
hours
on
to
that
go.
one.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
You got one day. They're looking for $400. I was a teenage creature. Most of us were teenage creatures at one point. This
vampires.
is, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Teen Wolf, Dresden Files.
Nice.
PDF is $15. Everybody's stuck at home. So let's get into some games and do some online gaming, or at least don't cough on your friends.
Oh, man.
Hey, custom dice. They got all kinds of stuff going on here.
No, that one's close, and I love the title.
This is pretty groovy. I hope they do well.
Teach high school. That's what Teenage Creatures is appropriate.
Yeah.
No offense, young people, Keelan.
Oh, what?
my kids are teenagers, so yeah, it's crazy. And
All
they're
right,
creatures.
What else we got?
I'm trying to get back. Dice trays.
The Tiny Cthulhu. Whoa.
And this one's going to be hard. So Tiny Cthulhu, which I did back.
Already funded.
301% funded. Just over 2 days to go. Really great. Alan Barr, Gallant Knight games. Really solid system. I've taken a look at it. It's great. This is the one that's killing me.
Killing you.
It's killing me because
Beautiful.
I did not back this as yet. I have the remind me set.
6-7 hours.
I know.
The sculpts look really nice.
Yeah.
I like the subtle textures.
Yeah, it's way better than anything Tom Tullis does, dude.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Hey,
that was groovy.
Tom is still shaken from the whole closing of Samba, so we have to go easy.
Yeah, well, you know, did you see I posted the bagpipe guy on this thing, so.
Yeah. So, yeah,
So
I mean, the sculpts in this one are insane.
Yep.
Please go check it out.
I like the photo of that dog a lot.
Yeah, I know. A dog-friendly traveler, obviously. I love it.
Infinite Dungeon.
I'm so close to backing it, but I don't know how often I'd really use it.
Never, but that doesn't stop anybody. I mean,
so yeah, some of these are insane. I just love
that looks good.
The salty funnel. That just for some reason that speaks to me in a rotten way.
Definitely on that one.
What's the tokens and map pack? Is that funded?
What? Which one?
This one? 347% funded.
Yes, and it's got a week to go. It's from our friends up north in Canada.
No, we tried that already. He's too polite.
Yeah. Here we have some sparkly dice. I know that's going to get all his attention.
As it should.
Very well funded. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of monies right there.
That's a lot of dollars.
There's one that actually in that Pex.
Allah has already backed those dice, so I know our audience.
You guys suggest we have notes afterwards so everybody can go to these. Well, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Look at it. Yeah, you can watch this later and pause it.
Oh, okay. Pex already put in the Discord channel. Of course he did.
All right.
Anyway. You're fired, Pex.
Uh-oh, poor Pex.
He wishes.
A ghostly adventure for 5e and Pathfinder.
Right.
Oh, that Bikes and Bots looks cool. I'm going to hop on that.
Yeah.
That's groovy.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that
reminds me of like old He-Man stuff or something.
That's from Bombshell Miniatures. They have some amazing sculpts.
I'm not familiar with them.
I've checked out some of their stuff before.
Hey, Era Survival. I played in that guy's game on Saturday with the Babies with Knives crew. I did, and it was a lot of fun. I got to play a woman, and I thought it was cool.
Hands down, best name for a podcast.
Oh yeah, no, and they're really cool. They're super excited about
the only thing that would be better than Babies with Knives is Monkey Knife Fighters.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, that's pretty close. I like that Cervantes thing in the top left corner.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty groovy.
So I'm looking for.
Okay, these are all closed. So we got through.
Bummer.
We got through our ones that have short amount of time. So
Dungeon Escape, I like it.
I know, right?
That
30 days to go. You close it out.
Yep. Done. I know. I'm awful.
You're a bad person. Even the owlbear hates you.
The owlbear doesn't hate me.
Owlbear hates everything.
No.
They're just like angry cats. They're always just messing shit up.
Yeah, but they taste delicious. Ask Kafir. He's in the
I
channel.
bet. I
Yeah,
would eat
this
an
one.
owl.
Skeeter, I'm going to show this one because obviously it's impossible.
Owls are hate balloons with feathers and
like
knives.
A hate balloon.
Yes, they are. Because they're fluffy and kind of round.
Right, and
They
here we
are,
go.
They have funky legs.
All right, so this is the die of the beholder. It doesn't
Yes.
need
Yes, I saw this.
right?
I think
That's
I think
gnarly.
I also have this set on a remind me.
I was going to say no because I have enough dice, and then Pex convinced me that I really needed these. And I'm like,
The thing that's killing
you're a
me
smart guy.
is a single die is $25.
Yeah, but then you get
That's
the
fair.
whole set though.
Yeah, I know.
I really liked those mushroom
that's where it
dice.
broke. That's where it broke down for me. Is like, oh, well, I could buy one die for a lot of money and all the dice for just a little bit more money.
That's how it works.
You
Yeah.
have so many tabs open, Zach. I don't know
I
how
know
you
they're
keep
all
track of that.
they're all Zoom too. Definitely our tabs. Oh, and my wife messaging me, probably telling me
crazy.
not to be mean to you.
Trying not to be
Oh,
mean
to me?
who?
Or,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, it's got to be
Both
to you.
deserve it. So
It certainly would not be me.
So yeah, so there's the update. So I think they have a. There we go. Some new. Let's see, read more. See the pictures. That's some pictures of dice. They're just like crazy. They won't let me do it. Anyway, I recommend that one.
cool.
It was great.
Once again, I want to reiterate my undying anger at Facebook that we cannot do this live. I don't mind recording because it's going to force us to use some technology to do an even cooler setup. But fuck you, Facebook. You are pissing me off.
We actually have fewer drive-by hecklings. I think we can actually talk to our guests.
I don't mind.
That's because that's usually me.
No,
I don't mind.
You're our favorite hecklers. That's you, because honestly, we have some real winners.
I will have to state that Wonkee's enthusiasm for getting into gaming and getting into the business side of this has been uplifting. I was getting kind of in a downward spiral about some things a couple of years ago and even last year. But just cheer the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's been nice because we talk pretty frequently, and it is a ray of sunshine, as hokey as that sounds.
Being part of this community, honestly, has done amazing things for my life. It gives me something to like aspire to. It's given me like, I don't know, such a drive because now I want to be creating things and like coming up with ideas all day, every day. It's amazing. I love this community we have.
Yeah.
It's like the coolest thing.
We are happy to have you.
It reminds me so much of how, I'm obsessed with pulp era everything, but how all those writers used to go back and talk with each other and, that kind of thing. This is the dream right here, honestly.
I would really love to see more small press people get together and kind of work together and bounce ideas off each other. And I think we're starting to do that a little bit with our group. And I hope more people are doing that and seeing that it can work, because at our level, being a competitor for consumer dollar is not sustainable. We need to be helping each other out and just put out some cool stuff.
We're here for the passion of it.
Yeah. I mean, that is.
Except for me. I mean, this is kind of like my living, but beyond that.
Well, that's why you can live in Alaska wisely, because it's people who live in Seattle and are artists for RPGs impress me, because they must live on trash can food.
Right? I just go grab fish from the river.
Yeah, no,
that's more manly than I got.
No, it's I have some friends in some different large role-playing game companies, and the freelancers that do art and cartography and stuff like that, I have nothing but mad respect that they are able to do it at all.
Truthfully.
It is a cutthroat and unpleasant freelance world in RPGs. And
especially in cities, though.
Make sure you got a fucking job besides your passion, and especially now.
But honestly, one place in the country that I think you could do this and do it well would be in the little tiny Walden-esque, the Harry David Thoreau-esque building he's got up there in Alaska.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's
All you need's a little log cabin and Wi-Fi.
You got fish too. So
right,
you have
and
like,
fish,
all
yeah.
that
I'm set.
and bears.
And yeah, bears.
I do want to say one thing before we go, and I want to thank Keelan a lot because honestly, I feel the same as Skeeter. When I see younger people being this excited about something that I care passionately about, I don't want our hobby to wind up like the mall train guys. That's something that just went away. That people who spent lifetimes doing interesting and neat things that nobody actually wanted to go with, and to see younger people be super jazzed about it makes me happy for everything that Gary made and Dave.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy to hear, honestly. It's nothing but an honor and a pleasure being part of this community. And my biggest goal right now is just to kind of drag over more people from my generation and teach them about, old school style play and, material, all the goods.
Yeah. Well, we like having you on the show because you make us look you make us look even dumber than usual. And we like that. No, you're a great guest.
That's
a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. This is my first time being on any kind of interview or anything like that, or
Well, it can only go up for here from you.
So, yeah, right. Well, thank you guys for having me here. This
no problem at all. Thanks for
cool
coming.
It will be staggering how much more professional everyone else is besides us.
Yes, but
I can
that
imagine.
way we set your expectations to it can only get better.
That's fair.
And I have one second thing I want to say before we go. Matt Finch sold a lot of his D&D collection today, and it included Whisper and Venom and Death and Taxes because I got a message from Fire asking about them.
What?
Isn't that awesome?
That is fantastic. I got one right there. I got one still in shrink.
I don't even have one. So the ones I did back in the day, Matt sold them.
Savage.
He is. I hope he got a lot of money for him. I bet he didn't.
I like the optimism.
Keelan, once again, it's been great having you on the show. I think your art is fantastic. I think
Thank you.
Have the potential to do so many cool things that I can't envision because I don't have an art in my brain.
We're getting there. Just got to keep working for it.
You're going to do big things, man.
Yes, man.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Well, everybody will have our seminar a week from today.
Yeah, week from today. That will take the place of this shit show, and we will try to have something actually functional next week.
It'll be on Twitch. We're actually on the official channel, so
yeah.
There we sorry. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot.
All right, groovy. Cheers, everybody.
All right, bye.